Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt the weight of wasted time pressing down on you? Days blur into weeks, weeks collapse into years, and suddenly you realize you've been existing, not truly living. Seneca warned us. You act like mortals in what you fear, and like immortals in what you desire. We postpone, we negotiate with laziness, and we convince ourselves there will always be tomorrow. But tomorrow is an illusion. The only certainty is the moment we hold now. This is where your true battle begins. Think about the last week. How many times did you silence your alarm and whisper, "I'll start tomorrow"? How often did you choose scrolling over studying, comfort over growth? You're not alone. This quiet postponement is the silent thief of human potential. Marcus Aurelius faced the same voice urging him to stay in bed. Yet he reminded himself, "I rise to perform my role as a human." If even the Emperor of Rome fought this battle, then so must we. The difference lies in whether we surrender or rise. The Stoics, from Epictetus to Seneca, were not abstract dreamers. They were warriors of discipline, living in the heart of chaos. They faced wars, slavery, loss, and still carved strength from hardship. Their teachings are not dusty relics, but living tools. They remind us, control your mind, or the world will control it for you. In this video, we will uncover the principles that free you from delay, from distraction, and from weakness. These are not mere quotes. They are weapons sharpened by centuries. By the end of this journey, you will carry with you 7 brutal but liberating Stoic truths. They will challenge you, strip away excuses, and demand your best self. You will learn to stop negotiating with procrastination, to live with ruthless clarity, to master your emotions, and to build a life forged by discipline rather than drained by comfort. This is not motivation that fades. It is transformation that endures. If you are ready, step forward. Your time is no longer for wasting. It is for building. Principle 1. Don't negotiate with procrastination. Procrastination is not laziness. It is a silent negotiation with weakness. Every time you say, "just 5 more minutes," or "I'll start tomorrow," you are surrendering your future to comfort. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself each morning, "I rise to perform my role as a human, not as an emperor, but as a human being with a duty to act." Your greatest battle is not against the world, but against the quiet whisper inside urging you to wait. Marcus Aurelius fought the same resistance we face. He wrote in Meditations, "When you don't want to rise in the morning, recall this thought. I rise to perform my role as a human." This reminder is more than discipline. It is identity. Every decision to resist procrastination is a declaration of who you are. Not someone who delays, but someone who acts. Not a dreamer of someday, but a doer of today. The Stoics knew that hesitation corrodes the soul more than failure ever will. Imagine a warrior preparing for battle. Each day he sharpens his blade, trains his body, and strengthens his spirit. But if he delays even once, his enemy grows stronger while he grows weaker. Procrastination is that unseen enemy. It whispers comfort, but delivers defeat. Seneca warned, "While we waste our time hesitating, life is slipping away." The Stoics practiced voluntary hardship, choosing discomfort to strengthen themselves. Because they knew, strength is not built in comfort, but in resistance. Today, procrastination shows up in different disguises: endless scrolling, waiting for motivation, or rationalizing delay. But the cure is the same: discipline through consistent action. Don't wait for inspiration. Act, and inspiration will follow. Set routines that do not depend on your mood. Remove temptations from your environment. Reframe discomfort as progress. Each time you act despite resistance, you prove to yourself, "I can be trusted." That trust compounds into unstoppable momentum. Principle 2. Ruthless honesty about purpose. Most people are not failing because they lack talent or intelligence. They fail because they lack clarity. They don't truly know what they want, or why they wake up each morning. Seneca wrote, "If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable." Without direction, even effort becomes wasted motion. Stoicism demands brutal honesty. Who are you becoming? What matters most? Until you answer with precision, life will drift away in distraction. Seneca's words strike with clarity. If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable. Think about it. How often do we chase goals that aren't ours, dreams inherited from society or family? The Stoics taught us to strip away illusions and define success on our own terms. Without this inner compass, you'll climb the ladder of ambition only to realize it leans against the wrong wall. Picture a traveler who sets out without a map. He walks endlessly, but every step takes him further from where he truly wants to go. Many of us live this way, busy, exhausted, yet unfulfilled. Marcus Aurelius confronted this by journaling daily, interrogating his motives. Is this essential? Clarity was his weapon. Without it, life becomes a blur of activity without progress. With it, every step has purpose, every action has direction. In today's world, distraction is the greatest thief. Social media, endless notifications, shallow ambitions, all scatter your energy. To practice stoicism is to realign daily. Ask yourself, what do I truly value? What must I say no to? Define success clearly, not money for its own sake, but meaning, integrity, and growth. When you live with ruthless clarity, you stop chasing everything and begin building something. Clarity is not luxury, it is survival. Principle 3. Discipline your emotional boundaries. True strength is not found in controlling others. It is found in controlling yourself. The Stoics taught that freedom begins in the space between stimulus and response. Most people react instantly, enslaved by anger, fear, or envy. But the disciplined mind pauses, reflects, and chooses. To master your emotions is not to suppress them, but to guide them. Emotional boundaries are the armor that protects your peace. Without them, you are a puppet to every passing mood. Epictetus said, "It's not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them." This truth shatters illusions. The insult does not hurt you. It is your interpretation that burns. The delay does not ruin you. It is your impatience that suffers. You are not a prisoner of events, only of the meaning you attach to them. Once you grasp this, you unlock an extraordinary power, the power to remain unshaken in storms that drown others. Imagine a man standing in a marketplace. He is mocked, insulted, provoked. The crowd expects rage, but instead, he remains calm, unmoved. The crowd grows restless because they cannot control him. That man holds true power. The Stoics lived this way. They treated insults as echoes, anger as weakness, and envy as misdirection. By mastering their reactions, they mastered themselves. Stillness was their victory, silence, their weapon. In today's world, outrage is currency. People fight over comments, explode over opinions, and drown in emotional drama. But the Stoic path calls for composure. Next time anger rises, pause. Breathe. Ask, is this essential? When envy stirs, let it teach you where you must grow. Emotional discipline is not coldness, it is clarity. It is choosing peace when chaos invites you to war. Control your mind, and you control your destiny. Principle 4. Embrace total responsibility. There is a hard truth. No one is coming to save you. Not your boss, not the government, not luck. The Stoics taught radical ownership. Life does not happen to you. It responds to you. Every time you blame, you hand over power. Every time you take responsibility, you reclaim it. To embrace total responsibility is to declare, my life is mine. My choices are mine. My results are mine. And with that declaration comes true strength. Epictetus taught, we cannot control what happens, but we can always control how we respond. This principle is the foundation of freedom. Your suffering is not born from the situation, but from your judgment of it. Marcus Aurelius echoed, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Ownership begins when you stop pointing outward and start commanding inward. Picture two men facing the same storm. One curses the sky, blames fate, and collapses. The other asks, what can I do? He builds a shelter, adapts, survives. Responsibility is the dividing line. The Stoics believe that excuses weaken the soul, while ownership strengthens it. They turned hardship into training, setbacks into teachers. To own your life is to transform every wound into wisdom. Today it is easy to play the victim, blaming the economy, blaming parents, blaming circumstances. But every excuse chains you to weakness. Ownership is liberation. Ask, what have I allowed here? What can I change now? This shift transforms frustration into action. No one owes you a great life. You must build one. When you stop blaming, you stop waiting. When you stop waiting, you start creating. Ownership is the beginning of power. Principle 5. Stop explaining yourself. There comes a point in your journey where you no longer feel the need to justify yourself. Not because you are arrogant, but because you are focused. The Stoics taught that your actions are your philosophy. Your life is your statement. To keep explaining yourself is to waste energy convincing others who will never understand your path. Growth does not require permission. Silence is strength. Conviction is enough. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Notice, there is no mention of explaining it. The Stoics never wasted their breath proving their choices. Their lives were their proof. Their character was their defense. You are not obligated to write footnotes for your growth. The only validation you need is your own discipline and integrity. Imagine a tree growing taller each year. It does not pause to explain itself to the grass below. It simply rises, silently proving its strength. Likewise, as you evolve, people may question, doubt, or misunderstand. That is their burden, not yours. The Stoics moved in silence, embodying their philosophy rather than announcing it. True growth is self-evident, and like the tree, it needs no explanation. Today, many waste time justifying every choice. Why they quit a job, why they set boundaries, why they dream bigger. But explanation is often fear. Fear of being disliked, fear of being misunderstood. The Stoic path calls you to rise above this. Live your truth. Let your results speak. Move in silence. Execute relentlessly, and let your peace be loud. You owe no one an explanation. You owe yourself alignment. Principle 6. The power of silence. In a world addicted to noise, silence has become a superpower. Most people believe strength is shown by speaking louder, defending endlessly, and proving their point. But the Stoics saw silence as authority. To remain calm when provoked, to hold your tongue when tempted, is not weakness, it is mastery. Silence is not absence, it is presence. It creates space, reveals truth, and protects your energy. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we may listen more and talk less." Silence sharpens perception. It teaches us to observe what others miss, to sense patterns hidden beneath words. The Stoics knew that silence disarms enemies and strengthens allies, not by shouting, but by choosing words like arrows, deliberate, precise, rare. Imagine a general standing before his army. The soldiers wait for him to speak, but he remains silent, only raising his hand. In that stillness, the entire field holds its breath. His authority is not in shouting, it is in restraint. The Stoics practiced this power. Silence unsettles, clarifies, and reveals more than noise ever can. Sometimes the greatest response is none at all. Today, we waste energy defending every choice, reacting to every comment, explaining ourselves to those committed to misunderstanding us. But silence liberates. The next time someone provokes you, pause. Let your peace speak louder than your words. When critics demand explanations, let your results be your answer. Silence is your shield, your filter, your authority. In a noisy world, silence is power. Principle 7. Choose discomfort over comfort. Comfort is seductive. It whispers promises of safety and ease, but slowly drains your strength. The Stoics knew that true growth lives outside the comfort zone. They deliberately embraced hardship, cold baths, plain food, long fasts, not to suffer, but to sharpen the will. Choosing discomfort is choosing transformation. Every challenge you face willingly becomes proof. You can endure, adapt, and rise. Comfort weakens, discomfort forges. Seneca advised, set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself, is this the condition that I feared? His wisdom teaches us that fear of discomfort is worse than discomfort itself. When you strip away luxuries, you realize how little you actually need. Discomfort reveals your strength, comfort conceals it. Picture a soldier training in harsh winter winds. While others hide by the fire, he endures the cold, strengthens his body, and hardens his spirit. When real battle comes, he is ready while the others collapse. The Stoics believed voluntary hardship was training for life. Every chosen discomfort prepares you for unexpected storms. Hardship becomes rehearsal, so that when chaos strikes, you are already unshaken. Today, comfort looks like endless scrolling, junk food, snoozing alarms, and avoiding difficult conversations. But every time you choose ease, you trade growth for stagnation. Choose the hard workout, the awkward honesty, the challenging book. Each choice of discomfort builds resilience. The comfort everyone worships is the very trap you must reject. You are not built for ease. You were built for greatness, and greatness requires struggle. You have now walked through 7 brutal but liberating Stoic truths. Stop bargaining with procrastination, live with ruthless clarity, discipline your emotions, embrace full responsibility, stop explaining yourself, wield the power of silence, and choose discomfort over ease. These are not theories, they are practices. Together, they form a shield against weakness and a compass toward strength. The Stoic path is demanding, but it leads to a life of unshakable meaning. Remember this: no one is born disciplined, unshakable, or wise. These qualities are forged, day by day, through choice and repetition. You are capable of more than you know. Each time you rise when it's easier to sleep, speak truth when it's easier to stay silent, or choose growth when it's easier to retreat, you are becoming stronger. The Stoics remind us that destiny is not written by fate, but by our daily acts of courage. Now, it is your turn. Begin today. No more waiting for the right time. Write down one Stoic principle and practice it relentlessly this week. Post it where you can see it daily. Live it, not just read it. Share your declaration. I build my life now. I refuse to negotiate with weakness. Your future will not be built by chance. It will be built by your courage to act now.